What's up guys, and welcome to another episode of El Jardín Perdido. Today, we're grafting grapes. Alright, so along my carport, I have some grapes that have been growing through. I've mentioned in some previous videos that we had a severe cold freeze down to 13 degrees. Severe cold, hard frost for an extended week. So what happened was, I think the diameter of the last bit of the vine going around one portion of the carport, the diameter was a little thinner, so I think it was maybe breaking out of dormancy and kind of got hit. But some of this damage took a while to appear, but it appears that it's very much done. I can, however, see that everything else is healthy, and it kind of goes up to a certain point. So what I have here are some Thompson seedless green grapes. My kids prefer green grapes, so I figured I would take this opportunity to go ahead and graft this onto the pre-existing vine. I don't know if I'll get grapes this year, but the concept is pretty awesome, and it's right on a partition that I'll know, like, these grapes are green, these are the other variety. And I still have the roots, so I can plant these elsewhere too. So really, typically for grafting, I'm gonna do a cleft graft, but I just have some standard supplies here, some tape, some grafting tape / parafilm, marker just to label things, some pruners, a nice grafting knife, and some isopropyl alcohol just to sanitize everything. This is gonna be in an awkward position up, pretty high. We're, I guess 9 feet or 10 feet up on the carport. So the angle might not be the best for filming, but I'm gonna do my best to try and show you guys this process. So you've probably seen a few cleft grafts in my previous videos. As far as grapes go, that's a pretty good way to go depending on scion sizes and rootstock size. But yeah, hopefully this goes well. Okay, so admittedly a challenging perspective here. I do have my phone with a gobo arm on here, GorillaPod, so I can get a close-up for you guys and you can get the gist through this angle, and I can talk you guys through it. So first thing I'm going to do is sanitize. First the pruners, then the knife. And while I'm up here, I'm going to go ahead and grab our scion, which will be the Thompson seedless. So I have this on standby, but I think first I'm looking to make sure that there's healthy growth coming out at some point, because it's all dead from here on out. But I'm going to clip before that and ensure that I have plenty of rootstock to work with. And I'm going to clean some of this up, but for the most part I'm going to leave this so it can trellis along there, so that'll be nice. As far as the grapevine, this has a similar thing. Above here it's all dead, so I have this to work with and underneath. So I think I'm going to just use above there. I'm going to clean that up a little, shorten things up. Sorry if you guys don't have the best close-up vantage point, but this is the scion I'll be working with. So for this, I'm going to find, it's a little bit angular, so I'm going to find somewhere where it's a little more straight to work with. And so I'm going to make a wedge right here. I'll be making a wedge right there. So first I'm going to wrap it up in the parafilm. This is just to lock in moisture. It's just challenging working from a ladder and all this and filming, and but it should be a pretty cool outcome. So with a wedge, you're just going to taper both sides, trying to make just clean, flat cuts. I usually don't whittle this much, but my technique is a little off on the ladder here. All right, so I think we have something nice to work with. And so I'm going to make a corresponding wedge up here. And just on a side note, this is something you probably want to do while things are in dormancy. I just saw that this is kind of a loss. I just wanted to do something creative. Right now the sun's not that crazy. We're in spring, we're in May. We have some hot days, but we do have plenty of partial shade in here, so I think it'll be a successful graft. So right now I'm just going to literally wedge that in. We do have a few critters in the vicinity, so I'll need to be wary of that. Okay, I'm not going to get too picky with that. It does look like we have nice contact with the cambium layers. So before the wind and the rain picks up, I'm going to do my best to just wrap this up and call it. So we're just using the non-adhesive tape here, just tree tape. I'm going to tie off one end, and this could get awkward. I'm going to try to wrap this nice and tight as I kind of pinch things off. And I'm looking for good contact. I think as long as I wrap this tight, we'll have some nice contact. Just being very careful to close things off nicely. Make sure we have that sturdy contact. Now I'm going to come back around. And I'm just going to use this to tie things up. But yeah, that was a pretty straightforward process. If you guys want to keep up by subscribing, I can do a follow-up video down the road. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for today's video. Like I said, probably better to do this when things are in dormancy, just before they break out, late winter, early spring. But like I said, because of the situation here, I wanted to redeem it in a creative way. I do still have the scion and the rootstock if I want to come back to it. So if you guys know my channel by now, you know I'm always experimenting, just trying new different things. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, thanks for tuning in. Until next time.